to you today from the Southern Legend Outdoors Studio, the Be a Legend podcast, brought to you from SouthernLegendOutdoors.com. And now your hosts, Kevin Bearfield, Kerry Nelson, Ken Butler, and Mark Newell. Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. It's your time now. Be a legend.
Welcome to another episode of Southern Legend Outdoors, Be a Legend podcast. We're coming to you tonight, again from Pontotoc, Mississippi, here at my brother-in-law Kerry's house, and got my other brother-in-law here, Ken, co-hosting the show tonight. Guys, thank you for coming in here tonight. And we've had a good dinner already and ate some good deer meat.
Tell them, Kerry, what we had tonight.
Well, we had tenderloin wrapped in bacon with a little cream cheese. We had minute steaks that had soaked much of the day in Allegra. You've never cooked with Allegra, you ought to try it.
It's good.
It's not as salty as Dale's. And so soaked it. So we cooked the bacon wrapped deer on a gas grill. Let it kind of cook a little different than the minute steak. We put the minute steak on an open, what they call a rocket grill. So
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting grill.
hickory, I cut a little hickory tree up,
Yeah,
and I put hickory wood in it.
yeah.
And then my famous sweet potatoes with the peeling on, and coconut oil,
Little onion mixed in.
Little fried
little
onion.
onion in it, and then homemade pumpkin roll with some ready whip.
Man,
That's what we ate.
can't beat it. If you
There's
don't
never,
like it,
never a bad meal on a podcast night at
Never.
Kerry's house.
If we have a podcast where we don't eat good, then it'll be the first.
well, I tell you what I did. I did not shoot 2 different 8-points, so I would not miss it tonight because I've been
That's true.
looking for a deer, cleaning a deer, dealing with a deer. And that was all that was running through my mind. I knew it was going to have something good. So that should tell you something right
There you
there.
go. Passing deer to eat deer.
Yeah.
But it's
Well-
a good central location. It's a little dry for you, but with me and Ken living in Pontotoc,
A meal's worth the drive.
we
I can tell
if I feed you good, you don't think about it near as bad. You know
right.
that you had to
That's
drive, so
Leave here with a full belly.
you leave here with a full belly.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Well, everything you ate was good. Nothing was bad. So
Good low-fat meal, right?
good low, good organic meal.
Good
We had
organic
deer.
meal.
Yeah. And
The bacon may have been the worst thing. You know, if you eat one of them toothpicks, you're in trouble.
yeah,
I about ate 3 of them trying to get to the popper.
I just don't have enough self-control or discipline or whatever that if there's bacon on the table to resist it.
No, yeah.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know many people that do. You may not cook it. You may have enough discipline to not cook it. But if it's laying there,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to eat it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, 3 years ago when we started eating different, bacon was on the menu. I mean, you can have bacon. In some worlds, it's considered a good fat.
Yeah.
And they be telling me I can have bacon, lose weight, because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But me and Kim was laughing. We was talking about I ate a hot dog wrap today for lunch, 2 pieces of bacon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but when you say hot dog, tell them what was on inside that wrap with the hot dog.
We
Oh,
eat
yeah.
a 6-carb wrap and put butter in the skillet and toast the outside of the wrap. On the inside of the wrap is 2 Hebrew National hot dogs, 2 strips
Sounds
of
good.
bacon,
Sounds good.
deer chili,
Sounds good.
mayonnaise, mustard,
Yeah.
That's all
and
right.
avocado.
I'm out on
And
that.
out on that. So,
I knew you were getting there.
That's a full wrap.
And that's a full wrap. And if you crisp it too much and you can't wrap it up,
You use a
you
fork.
just get a fork out and eat it like a dish.
I could do every bit of that but the avocado.
We don't have to put it on there.
Well, if we ever have that dish, just make me one without the avocado.
I'll
You done slipped that avocado in on me on that sushi night we had, and
if this was
I
live
about-
video,
I about spit that back up.
yeah, if this podcast was live video,
Yeah.
that would be video worth playing. Kevin had tried sushi for a third of a second.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It wasn't even a full second.
No.
it was
It
back
like
out.
touched his tongue and then found its way right back out in the hand. So, of course, me and Ken, on the other hand, we ate several rolls.
He had a
ourselves.
piece. We was going for full rolls on the plate.
I don't know. I may change, but I don't know if you guys experienced this, but my daddy's kind of proud of me. I was always a picky eater. I mean, picky. I didn't, and I'm paying for it with my own boys. Now I get so mad at Bo and Jack, but I was a real picky eater. But in my middle age years, I'm 42. In the last 2-3 years, I've started liking things that I would have never liked. Like I would have never said I would have eaten. I mean, did you guys go through that? Is that?
Hey.
But y'all have always liked everything anyway.
My daddy was one of 8 brothers and sisters.
So you ate what was on the table.
They didn't have a lot coming up, and I remember him telling me that he'd go, when he was a little kid, he'd run up to the oven, stove, he'd raise that pot, and it'd be full of rice and 2 chicken feet sticking up. He'd just put the lid back on it, but he'd have to eat it.
Yeah.
That's what they had. That's what they had to eat. So he kind of, I had 2 other brothers. You better eat when it was out there. Didn't have much choice.
Eat what was on the table. Or you
That's
didn't
it.
eat.
That's it.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know. I grew.
I was a little picky. When I say a little picky, in the sense that there were some things that just like salads. I know that sounds odd, but like my parents love salads, and our reward growing up was to go to Malone's Fish House, Steakhouse.
Yes.
Man,
We might do that once every 2
it was
months,
good.
but now it's going for the fish and the salad bar. And I used to think as a kid that's about the dumbest thing.
Man, I
is
love
salad.
salad.
And now, which is like tonight. I didn't even think about it. We had salad tonight.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
salad too.
But so I can see how I've changed
Some of it's
with
changed.
some things.
Yeah.
And but I'll tell you what. When I first
What?
met Kevin, I can remember he didn't even want nothing touching on his plate. I'm talking about
Got
like
different food.
Yeah.
Everything had to be
Yeah.
completely separate.
and like I can remember eating out with him before, and it's like,
It's weird.
now, but I've seen you send stuff back.
Oh yeah.
Because it was touching.
Because it wasn't like he ordered. Exactly. Because he was just, So
Picky.
when
But,
he eats his first sushi roll, we're going.
Oh, yeah.
The
Video, it's video.
The podcast going to be sushi, Southern Doors.
Man,
You
Go
fix
live.
it. You fix it right with the. And I don't know. My taste may change. I mean, it's just strange. Like certain things that I used to never eat green beans. I used to never eat onions, and all of a sudden I craved some of the things. Man, I hated rice, and that's why I was willing to try it that night. You couldn't have drugged me into a Japanese or Chinese restaurant, and now Japanese food's probably one of my favorite things to eat. Hibachi, just.
Yeah.
But I love rice now, and so I don't know. It's just kind of weird. I guess my attitude toward trying things
Sure.
out has changed a little bit with.
Oh yeah.
But gosh, man, we ain't had a bad meal here though. I
No.
have to say that, except for the sushi night. But you had
I
had me a
hey,
backup.
I
You
had filet
backup.
mignon.
You had
cut
backup
up,
that
yeah.
night, so
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
were in good shape.
That's pretty good backup.
No bad meals here. Well, football season's wrapped up for us Rebel fans at least. It's over, and
We got dominated, annihilated,
Yeah.
and humiliated.
Well, I was thinking about on the way over here. You know what the good thing about being a host on this show is? You can talk about what you want to talk about.
Exactly.
we can choose. We can choose what we want to talk
And
about.
Yeah,
and
we're
we
talking
can-
about the last year's Egg Bowl.
How about
Yeah, that's
those?
right.
How,
Okay.
how about those?
and we
bears?
can choose our guest.
Yeah, we can choose.
We
That's
choose
right,
our
that's why
guest, so we
Richard's in the
can
other room.
exactly. We
So
can
on to another
intentionally make
subject.
Yeah,
It's hunting season. you
That's
know.
right. That's right. Nothing more to say
No,
for
you got to give credit where credit's due. I mean, that was a really dominating ball game by Mississippi State, and
yeah.
they didn't leave anything unanswered. But now they're looking at questions because they're losing a whole lot. Joe Moorhead, he walked into a gold mine with that team.
He did.
Probably the best situation SEC as a first year coach coming in.
Yeah.
More
Mullen-
talent,
Mullen
probably
was
with
good.
ever in the history of Mississippi State, more talent than they've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they were a little disappointed by the third game of the season. They was
Yeah.
wanting him gone, and
Fitzgerald benched.
he wanted him benched and Keaton Thompson to play, and the next game or two came on, and it kind of turned it around. He had a career night, and the rest is history. And
Well, the Texas A&M game, I think, turned it around for them.
Yeah.
Momentum
Oh, yeah.
wise, and no one really expected them to beat Texas A&M, even though it was at State. And
Yeah.
that was kind of that
Yeah.
point where they were.
hats
Kinda-
off to them.
Yeah,
You know, and what do we say? Let's move on to
yeah,
something else.
yeah, yeah.
The next
Well,
subject on the
give them their
podcast.
props.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you give them their props because, you know, Mullen said this is the best team that he had before he
Yeah.
left. All right, so then they stayed away from key injuries. They had a few injuries, but no key injuries. And then they got hot towards the end, late
Mm-hmm.
and finished up, almost put 100 points up the last two games combined.
Yeah,
I mean, so all you can say to that is
yeah.
Well, they
power to
could.
'em.
They had a defense that would always keep them in the game, and they established the run game well. And their quarterback really gave them an extra dimension in their run game. And when you think about it, we went into that game against them thinking if we could force them to be a one-dimensional team, we might could stop them. And we found out that that couldn't even happen because they did not pass the ball on us. We didn't force them to pass the ball. We could not stop their run.
I don't care
mean, they just
what kind of offense you have. If you do not have a good, solid defense to back that up, your offensive team up,
yeah.
put it this way. What if you had Alabama's offense and Alabama had our defense on their team? I don't care if you got two or not.
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be some long days.
It's rough.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, you
rough.
pretty well got our defense on any team. You're in trouble.
That's a sad situation. So anyway, it looks like changes are going to be made on our end.
Yeah.
And,
The story
and,
for us at the end, I don't know, just to get y'all's thoughts, but the story for us at the end was more the offense and the red zone. You know, it just, we kind of, I guess we knew the defense we had.
Yeah.
So the expectations defensively for us were so low anyway that if we had a defensive stop, I mean, that was gravy. We pretty much went into every game thinking we got to score 30 plus points to try to win any game we're in.
you get beat 30 points, but you leave that game thinking our defense kind of gave us a chance for a while in that ball
Yeah,
game.
we
We
was in
could
the
never
ga-
do it.
Yeah, we were in the game for a while. We dropped a pass on the 1 yard line right off the bat.
Yeah, that
dropped a
hurt.
pass.
Yeah.
All right?
That hurts.
And I don't believe that we could have. I don't believe we could have stayed with them a full game,
No,
but we could have scored early, and we didn't.
sometimes
Yeah.
it makes a difference.
And then, you know, bottom line, well, Ole Miss's offense.
Momentum wise, that's huge for them.
We lose Phillips. All right, we lose Metcalf, who had been producing numbers, not just been out there. They've been producing numbers.
yeah.
And then Longo begins. I mean, this was Ole Miss's year right here. All right, you're finally driving. You're down 14-0. You should have done scored one touchdown, but you're down 14-0. You got 2nd and 6. You're in the red zone. You're moving the football, and on 2nd and 6, he brings in a backup tight end to run it up the middle. Pellegrim snaps the ball to a backup tight end.
Used to be quarterback.
But I'm just saying, he just
Yeah.
brings him in out of
Yeah.
the blue in the middle of the Egg Bowl when it's a crucial play, and that sums up our year. We make one great play and 10 terrible play calls. And I'm sitting here,
Yeah.
I'm nowhere close to being a college coach, and I'm calling our plays sitting
Yeah.
in my living room.
Yeah.
Only thing I could
You
hope
know,
is
State's defense knows what's coming.
when Pellerin came in there, I was like, okay, that was going away from us where we were sitting, and I was like, man, because they brought him in a time or two, did nothing in the other games prior to the game before. I said, he's going to fake that run, drop back, and throw to a tight end over the middle or running back or
No
something,
creativity.
sneaking out. But they run him 2 times in a row straight up the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, but,
I don't know.
But, you know, I don't know. But anyway,
We're still three. I'm just telling you, we're still 3 years away because we got to get players. I don't care if Scooby Doo's our head coach. If you ain't got talent,
that's right.
you know. You talking about switching our defense with Alabama and saying switch. You give Nick Saban our team, and he's still going to the Independence Bowl.
Right.
I mean, he ain't that great.
It's talent.
And you got to have talent. We ain't got it. And so,
well, we're down to 63 scholarship players. When you're trying to compete with somebody in the 80s, that's a lot of bodies.
especially down towards the end of the year.
Yeah, toward the end of the year. But hey, I'm trying to dig up some kind of excuses, but the bottom line, there ain't no excuses. We got a tail whoop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And hats off to Mississippi State. Great
Yep.
year. Good luck to them. Bowl game. We did hear today that their suspended players were going to get to play.
Right.
So anyway,
Well, they didn't even suspend some of the ones that was in on it,
Yeah.
so they're gonna get to play anyway.
that was
Yeah,
released of who they.
You know,
D'Angelo was wrong. He shouldn't have been suspended.
Yeah.
And Abrams was supposed to be, but he wasn't. But they were reprimanded by the SEC in a statement this week. But anyway, they're cleared to play because they said flagrant personal fouls does not keep the player out of the next subsequent game. So that's what they released today. So whatever that means. So it looks like they're all going to get to play. Good luck to them. Let's talk about another game or something.
Okay, question. Before we leave Ole Miss, Mississippi State, let's talk about this first because we do have state listeners. We
Yeah.
do have Ole Miss listeners. So the commissioner has said, all of a sudden, he decides he's going to get involved in a Mississippi rivalry, and he says he's called a meeting for both both athletic directors, and I'm sure the coaches will be involved some way because this rivalry's got out of hand. Y'all seen that? They're going to have a meeting. Now
He wants to wonder why.
Yeah, and here's my thinking. I mean, you're about 3 years too late.
Yeah.
You know, and we at Ole Miss, and I know all my Ole Miss guys that listen there, I'm gonna get texts and stuff, but I don't care. I've done told you how I felt. Everybody's wanting Ross Bajork, or however you say his name. They want him gone like, he's terrible and anything. During his tenure, we've had success in our athletic programs.
Yeah.
All right? Even football. Everybody wants to hold on to a Sugar Bowl,
Yeah.
but they want him gone. Well, he was there when we had the Sugar
Yeah,
Bowl.
that's right.
All right. So, he let the NCAA do whatever. I'm going to tell you who let the NCAA do what they wanted to do and didn't stand up for Ole Miss, State, or anybody else involved in that, and that was the SEC.
That's
Yeah.
right.
They let right. You come into our church and start messing with our Sunday school teachers, you can point back to me.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. If I just open the door and let you come in there and just do however you want to mistreat, the SEC sit back because it wasn't their bell cows, it wasn't their money makers. It was two of the lower end schools.
Right.
One who had not beat Alabama, one that had beat Alabama twice in recent years, and even Alabama people say that's why y'all got investigated is because you can't beat us.
Right.
I mean, we're it. All right. Well, my point is, now they're wanting to come to Ole Miss and Mississippi State and say y'all gonna have to tone this down. When they allowed a Mississippi State player to have immunity, that's when they should have stepped up and took up for the SEC and say, look,
Right.
it's one thing to have like Ole Miss and Tennessee at each other, but these are two Mississippi schools that's involved in this. These are two Mississippi schools that are going head to head, and this rivalry, they let Mullen did his.
Yeah.
The school up north and all that stuff, and that's fine.
Right.
But what I'm saying is this last game is not just happened. It's been building up.
Yeah.
So don't come in now after the fire's done got big and you got a little squirt gun,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because that's about all he got.
And that's all he's got. And here's my thing.
And there ain't nothing that either one of those two athletic directors can do to change
No.
what is already the climate that's been created.
And with Mullen, he did a lot of. Mullen was like the little feist dog at you, nipping at your heels. You know,
Yeah.
he talked away from this cat that they got down there now. He's dropping bombs on the field, cussing people out, walking off the field. Moorhead. I mean, I watched the video. I mean, he's dead center of this rivalry now. All right. So when I'm just interested in what the man's going to ask either coach. Number one, it's a rivalry.
Yeah.
All right, and I mean here you got Alabama and Auburn. One of Alabama's fans goes and kills Auburn's trees. I don't see them meeting in the SEC office. I mean, rivalries are
It's
rivalries.
stupid, man.
You know,
and,
and they're adding fire
That's
to
what
the
I was
fire.
gonna say. All he's
That's all
gonna
they
do
do.
is throw fuel on the
Let
fire.
it go.
Yeah.
The best thing he could do would be to ignore it.
Let it go. It is what it is.
Let it be what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's in the news right now. That's a big topic between Mississippi State and Ole Miss. And
Well, speaking of Ross, he came out and sent a letter out in support. I don't know if y'all got it. Basically, I think he was suppressing any kind of, questioning or, fire out there that might be, what are we doing what we're going to do, or is this, what's happening? And it appears to be over. I mean, he basically stated in the letter that he supports Matt Luke and that he supports any decision that he makes to rebuild the program, to continue to rebuild the program.
That's a tough situation.
I don't know. I mean,
You got recruiting coming up.
I'm for Matt. I
Yeah.
think I was for him. I mean, he's an Ole Miss guy. A lot of opinions out there right now about where the future should be.
There ain't no line of men trying to get to Oxford, brother.
Put it like this. Put it like
I mean,
this.
why not Matt Luke?
Going through
Yeah.
what Ole Miss has gone through over 5, 6, 7 years. Yes, he was hired from the interim. Okay. In 1 year, he won 5 games. He was 2 games down to the wire, 1 in overtime and 3 overturned touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, very easily. I know if, but very easily he could have been 7-5.
Yeah.
And what he's gone through.
Yeah.
But look at this: Dabo Swinney's first year at Clemson won 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
His first year. Oh, they was wanting rid of him. Second year he won a few more. The third year won 3 games, 3 or 4 games. Oh, they was wanting him gone. I mean, I'm talking about death threats, the whole deal. You need to see that story.
Mm-hmm.
The next year he won. After the 4th, 5th year, and the rest is history.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't judge something. And they didn't go through what Ole Miss has gone through.
No.
They ain't gone through. You imagine what? Here's my thing. Talking about Ross Bork, Jeffrey Vitter. Well, he's fired
Yeah.
because of some of the decisions he made. A lot of them were sports related. You know,
I am
Andy
glad he's gone.
Kennedy's contract, whether right or wrong, wasn't extended. Ross Bork was wanting to do it. Vitter nixed it and said no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ross Bork had another football coach just about hired. And Vitter came in and said, no, you're going to hire him. One thing, and does anybody think Ross Bork, any critical decision, if he can't hire a coach or extend a contract for somebody, if he had any critical decision to be made during the investigation, do you think Vitter was going to let him make it?
Yeah.
No.
You know, he kept saying, I want Ole Miss family to hear our side of the story.
Yeah.
To this whole, we want to defend ourselves. He was shut down.
So you're saying
by
that
Vitter.
he was suppressed, and
He was suppressed. Now, when Sankey comes out and he releases this deal saying, I want to meet with the 2 athletic directors, have you seen Ross Bork's statement he made? He said, our commissioner knows why this rivalry is the way it is. He was saying because of him, and you give immunity to 2 Mississippi State players to testify,
Right.
you created that in the SEC office.
yeah,
It wasn't the NCAA. It was SEC office allowed it through the SEC to them to give immunity.
yeah,
Okay? So Ross Bork said he should know why this thing's heated up. He should know why this thing is built the way it is and what happened this year. Tensions were flaring. And you got 2 of the guys that gave immunity to on the same field. I mean, you can imagine what was said on the field.
Right.
Probably
Yeah.
most plays.
they're lucky that more didn't come out of that fight than what actually did.
So Vitter was fired because of some of those decisions he made and some other things academic-wise and university-wise that we've talked about
Yeah.
before. But a lot of those reasons right there, you talk about exemplary cooperation. Did Ole Miss? Well, guess what? He's the one that did it. And that's the reason he's gone,
Yeah,
And so we'll see.
Well-
I know it's just we don't know all the answers, and we wouldn't. I try to tell people, we wasn't sitting on the first meeting Nobody that I know was sitting in the first meeting with NCAA officials and our officials and the lawyers. Nobody knows. Nobody, and everybody wants to give, well, we was too nice. We just bow down to anything they wanted.
No.
Well, I'm here to tell you, in my business and your business, somebody comes in there, the auditor comes in, whether it's your tax guy or whoever it is, are you not going to do a little bit of cooperate? Are you not going to cooperate with those folks when they ask for something?
Yeah.
Cooperate with them, get them in and out, and get them out.
Yeah.
Get them gone. I'm going to cooperate. I'm in the medical business. Medicare sends their officials in. The OIG comes in. The pharmacy board comes in. We're going to cooperate with those guys.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
And anybody that says that you shouldn't do it are fools.
Well, and we're forgetting that in the process, Hugh Freeze said, bring it on.
Yep.
All right, that's the first thing we're forgetting.
Yep.
Then in the middle of that, the guy that said, bring it on, ain't nothing going on wrong, has to resign because he's running around and doing what he was doing. So I'm to the point to believe that had Hugh Freeze been right instead of wrong, and he was definitely wrong. He was wrong about the program. He was wrong about his own personal life. Had he been right, I don't believe we'd ever got this last bowl ban. I believe that he gave them more reason to keep sticking it to Ole Miss. And so that's where we're at. So now that's all over.
Yeah.
That's gone. It's behind.
It's over.
I know the scholarships. We'll have to build that back.
Yeah.
But we get a good many back this year.
We get to sign 33, I think.
Get signed. So here's my point. Now, we got to scratch these last 2 years, man.
Yeah.
I don't give a
Yeah.
rip who was coaching.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have had any NFL coach come in, and he's still going to be at 5 and 7, 6 and 6.
You know what your example is right there? You know what a good example? What's the two coaches that everybody wanted Ole Miss to hire? Go after them, whatever it costs. Willie Taggart, Scott Frost. Scott Frost won 3 or 4 games at Nebraska. Taggart was 5 and 7 at Florida State with Jimbo Fisher, recruited in the top 5 and top 10 every year.
Mm-hmm.
First year coaches.
Yeah.
And here they are, well under 500, but everybody's on Scott Frost. They're on his bandwagon. Oh, man, it's his first year. He's got to build a program. But 90% Ole Miss fans, under everything that Matt Luke's gone through, he can't do it. He's
Yeah, I know.
Give a man a chance. We've already talked about the Dabo theory and what he had to go through.
Hey, Sylvester Croom beats Nick Saban his first year.
Right.
Yeah.
Check me and see if I'm right about
Yeah.
that. So if you lose to Sylvester Croom, you should have been fired right then, right? I mean, state fans would tell you that. And look where I know Matt Luke ain't Nick Saban. I'm like
No, I
Ken.
know
I'm
what
making
you're
a point. He has not had a fair shake at what he can do because now you're free. Go recruit, talk about bowl games, And what happened with Hugh Freeze? He come in, he took us to Birmingham and got that thing rolling. Mm-hmm. Okay? And I see us at the same spot Tuberville was at when he came.
Right.
Except I believe it's worse. But it's still the same situation. I mean, it's a program. I mean, my goodness, when Tuberville was there, everybody's laughing about the buy one, get one free tickets and all that. When Tuberville was there, they paid you to come to the football game.
That's right. Yeah. And after Nutt left,
Yeah.
So-
after Nutt left,
Should have been giving tickets away.
Yeah. I mean, so anyway, it's that's above our pay grade, but we give our opinions.
Yeah, it's
I
our
just thought
podcast. We're going
the
to say
only
what we
thing.
say.
Well, the only thing. I mean, I'm sure I can speak for Kerry here. He's about the only thing that we could do better to improve upon our situation would be if Hugh Freeze came back. Right, that's what you would love to see.
And here's what would happen if I'm
I'm joking
I'm gonna
here
go
because
on
I know how you feel about
Yeah, I'm
that.
going to go on public record. You ready? Public record. I am a preacher of forgiveness because I'm forgiven. And I hope Hugh Freeze has got right with God. He's forgiven. The grace of God is greater. But the last thing that we need at Ole Miss is any Hugh Freeze sighting, more or less signing. No more. Sometimes you just got to say, hey, there's a lot of people. You think you're laughing about that, but I got people in my immediate circle that believe that that Matt Luke's getting this opportunity out of appreciation for sticking with us 2 years. They're going to let him have this next year. If he does pretty good, keep him around. If not, buy him out. And there's people that believe it. They believe it that they're going to give Hugh Freeze another shot,
Never
and that's
gonna.
going to be the story.
Never.
That's the big story. And I said, you have lost your mind.
Yeah.
But that's how people think. They're hoping Matt Luke fails to get back the guy that put us in this. That's fans. Ain't it?
Different fans.
That's fans.
And don't forget, it's all about winning.
It is.
Just like the first of the year, they wanting to fire Moorhead, get rid of Fitzgerald, set him, tired of it. We made the wrong hire. What are they saying today?
Right.
Yeah.
It's all about winning. You're right.
He can do it, man. He's our guy.
Yeah.
If
And-
you're winning, we always say it, and people that know me, they laugh at me for saying it, but the grass is greener in the grove. Everything's beautiful on campus. Now that we lost against State, there's people saying crime's bad on the square in Oxford. It's so bad. It's so bad. You don't need to go there after dark. I'm serious.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
It's
serious.
crazy.
That's what it did. That's what a little bit of losing there
Yeah.
does to a fan base. You know, and we get in Oxford not too long ago, have time for it's just a beautiful place. Starkville's a great place, but if you lose them, they're not so good. You know.
Well, speaking of losing, how bad is Georgia going to get beat Saturday? What do you think? All right, question. If Georgia wins, does Alabama get the 4th spot? That's
Yes.
They should.
Yes.
Okay. So really,
The only way you can have 2 SEC teams in if Georgia beats Alabama.
yeah. So really, don't we want Georgia to win?
Yes,
So Ohio State,
yes.
and Oklahoma can't go.
Yeah.
There's talk about Ohio
Well,
State
Georgia
jumping
beats
Georgia
Alabama.
regardless.
I know.
Georgia beats Bama, and then Bama meets with Georgia again for the national championship, and wins the national championship. You know, I don't know. I think it's going to be a close game. I think, but I don't know. I mean, what's a close game to Alabama this year?
The coin
What's
toss. I mean, that's as
Man, that's
close.
as close as you can get to kickoff. You ain't it's zero.
We
zero.
thought Auburn was going to give them a run, but then look what happens in the second half.
It's almost like they just was like, he's like, look, y'all just play enough to win, and then maybe Auburn said something at halftime that made him mad. He's like, no, go ahead and beat them 50.
Yeah, and you
It's
actually
crazy.
you kind of thought, okay, Auburn has shook them.
They did some things right in
And-
the first half.
And can Alabama weather the storm of a team actually playing them close?
Oh, yeah. They just break
That's when
records.
better
Yeah,
athletes
they just-
kick in the
They
second
just-
half.
Exactly. That's where talent.
I'm telling you,
just-
I thought I was a little quarterback in high school and a little bit in college and stuff. And I'm telling you, I've never seen anybody like Tua.
Yeah.
The way he throws the ball, he don't panic. I mean, my God, Jalen Hurts comes in first play, throws a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
But here's the real story. He's transferred.
yeah.
If I'm Ole Miss, I'm all in. Mm-hmm. Probation, no probation. I'm doing what I got to do to get him, or get him looking anyway.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. He's on the field for me somewhere.
Yeah.
But he's transferring somewhere and he's going to make somebody 26-2 as a starter.
Mm-hmm.
Played one average to below average half, and it was a national championship game. Mm-hmm. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
And got replaced in the second half in his history. He really got back in a critical moment.
By a guy that they knew now in hindsight was phenomenal and had the talent they saw to be one of the greatest quarterbacks.
But they wasn't a place they need him yet.
Yeah, he
You
didn't
know,
have to have
yeah,
it. 26-2 as a starter.
No, I mean-
But here you go. Now you got his brother saying he's better than he is, and his brother visited LSU this weekend.
Yeah.
He's committed to Alabama, but he visited LSU this weekend. You know, it's caused a big.
What about that game? I know we're jumping around, but we thought us in Arkansas would hold that 7 overtime thing forever in the SEC. And then,
I didn't see it.
I didn't either, but I woke up and I
watched
thought, man, I thought they played football, not basketball.
Yeah.
And it was 72?
High scoring game in the history
Crazy.
of college football.
But Alabama's going to beat Georgia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alabama's gonna
It'll
beat
happen
Georgia.
in the
I think
second
Al-
half. Georgia's
I
too
think
good.
Alabama's running table. They're undefeated at the end of the year.
Georgia's got too many athletes to get blown out in the first half. But the second half, I think they'll get beat with at least 3 touchdowns. So anyway.
never die. It's your time now. Be a legend.